Hey there, fellow van builders. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jason, the van teacher. In today's lesson, we're covering how to wire switches and dimmers. I'll cover everything from how to connect a basic 12-volt switch to a single light, to how to wire multiple lights and devices to a multi-gang switch with dimmers. We'll go behind the scenes to see how complex lighting setups can be easily wired and controlled with a variety of switches and dimmers. With simple, clear wiring diagrams and detailed step-by-step instructions, you'll be adding switches and dimmers to your van build in no time. Throughout the video, I'll share some pro tips and tricks to help your installation go smoothly. Let's get right to it. In our van, we installed switches to control lights and several other devices. For our main lights, we use a 4-gang aluminum finished lighted rocker switch panel to control the living area lights, the lights above the bed, the under cabinet lights above the dining area, and the under cabinet lights above the bed. 2 of these circuits have dimmer switches next to the switch panel, and the 2 under cabinet lights have dimmer switches located inside the kitchen pantry. The under cabinet dimmers were added after the build, and if I had planned better in the beginning, all 4 circuits would have used a single 4-gang switch dimmer combo panel. Other lights in the van include a sliding door light with a switch located above the kitchen galley, a kitchen pantry light with a switch inside the pantry, and 3 garage area lights controlled by a 3-gang switch panel. The devices that I put on a switched circuit include the water pump, the propane gas detector, and the lithium battery heater. These devices are also on a 3-gang switch located inside the garage. When planning the layout of your van, spend some time thinking through the locations where you want to place a switch. Consider how you enter and exit the van, and place switches in convenient locations to avoid fumbling around in the dark. If you decide not to label your switch panel, consider placing the switch in an area that is obvious for what light it controls. Also be sure to plan wire runs to accommodate switches that are not close to the device being controlled. A switch can add several feet of wire, and multiple switch devices may require lengthy wire runs. A 12-volt rocker switch is a simple device that interrupts the electrical circuit. When in the on position, the switch allows the electrical current to flow through the circuit. When in the off position, it disrupts the circuit, stopping the flow of current. Most switches contain 2 or 3 terminals. One is for power, one for the load or device, and one for ground. To simplify wiring and reduce installation time, you can find multi-gang switches pre-wired with short jumper wires. These jumper wires daisy chain the positive and negative terminals, leaving you with 1 positive wire to connect to your power source and 1 ground wire. Be sure to choose a switch that matches your voltage and current. For a 12-volt power supply, you will want a 12-volt switch. The amperage rating of the switch must be able to handle the maximum current of the circuit it will control. The tools and materials you will need include a wire cutter, a wire stripper, a crimping tool, quick disconnect spade connectors, heat shrink tubing, lever nuts, and electrical tape. I also like to keep a Sharpie and some masking tape on hand for labeling the wires. Before we dive into different switch and device configurations, let's take a look at how to properly terminate a wire with a female spade quick connector. Start by cutting the wire to length and removing the insulation with a pair of wire strippers. Next, insert a piece of heat shrink tubing over the wire. Insert the wire into the spade connector and crimp. Slide the heat shrink tubing into place and heat using a heat gun or hair dryer. Finally, check to see that the connector tightly fits the spade. Let's start with a basic switch controlling a single device. Run a wire from your power source to the switch terminal labeled Power and connect the other switch terminal, labeled Load, to your device or load. In this case, the negative wire goes from your power source negative directly to your device's negative wire. If your switch has a third terminal for ground, connect the negative from your power source to this terminal and then branch off the negative wire to your device. The next example shows how to connect multiple lights to a single switch. In this case, you will want to use lever nuts to create a secure wire splice. I like to use lever nuts with 3 to 5 wire entry points. This essentially creates a wire T, allowing you to send a positive wire to each device. You will also use lever nuts to distribute ground wires to each device. In this example, with 3 lights, 2 lever nuts are used for the positive wire and 2 for the negative. If in the future you wish to add additional lights to this circuit, simply cut the wire leading to the third light, add a 3-hole lever nut, run a positive wire to the third device, and a new positive wire to the added device. Adding a dimmer is as simple as adding a switch. In fact, some dimmers have an off position and can be used in place of a switch. If the dimmer does not have an off position, you can add the dimmer to the circuit anywhere in between the switch and the device you want to dim. If your dimmer has a ground wire, connect it to the circuit ground just as you would a switch. Moving now to a slightly more complex circuit, here is an example of a 4-gang switch panel controlling 4 lights separately. To simplify installation, you may want to choose a pre-wired switch panel such as this one. Otherwise, you can make your own jumper wires to daisy chain the positive and negative terminals. To wire this panel, simply connect the panel positive to the positive power supply and the switch panel negative to the power ground. Next, run a power positive wire to each device from each power positive switch terminal. Finally, connect ground wires together using lever nuts and return the ground wire to the circuit ground connection. To add one more layer to this wiring diagram, let's take a look at how to have multiple devices on one or more individual switches. Here you can see that 3 of the switches each control only 1 light, while the 4th switch controls an additional 3 lights. In essence, this is a combination of the previously described wiring scenarios. Quiz question: how many 3-hole lever nuts would you need for this configuration? You can find the answer in the comments. And now for some pro tips and tricks to help make installing switches a little bit easier. Use the right tools for the job. Buy high-quality switches and dimmers. Use lever nuts for safe, reliable connections. An added bonus is you can easily expand your circuit by tapping into a spare wire hole. Adding an additional light is as easy as running a new wire. Always tape lever nuts closed. This can prevent the lever from catching and accidentally opening and releasing the wire. Label your wires. Plan for future upgrades. You might want to use a 4-gang switch panel when you only need 3. Run the extra wire into a cabinet or accessible panel for when you decide you might need one more light. And who doesn't need one more light? And there you have it. Adding switches and dimmers to your circuit is an important component of your van's electrical system. I hope you found this guide helpful and informative. If you would like additional information on van electrical systems, check out my camper van electrical overview video, or for more detailed tutorials, check out my videos on installing solar power, DC to DC chargers, quick electrical tips, and a complete guide to DC circuit wiring. If you would like to know how much my electrical system cost, or any other budget-related items, check out my video on how much our 2023 Ram ProMaster costs to build. Also, check out the links in the description below for more information on any of the items mentioned in this video. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.